Friends, we've all had moments in life where we've thought something like this, haven't we? I wish I had enough money so I wouldn't have to think 100 times before buying something. I wish my parents' dreams hadn't been left incomplete. I wish I could give my children whatever they wanted. And most of all, I wish I could do something that would make me truly proud of myself. If you've ever felt this way, don't skip this video, because today I'm going to share 8 powerful lessons, 8 life-changing secrets that people like Warren Buffett have applied to their lives. These principles helped them become some of the smartest and wealthiest individuals in the world. You know what's most remarkable about Buffett? He never relied on flashiness or showing off. He carved his own path quietly, through consistency, smart decisions, and a simple life. And here's the good news. You can apply these same principles to your own journey. There's no rocket science here. All it takes is a shift in mindset and some dedication. So don't stop halfway, because even if you take just one of these lessons seriously, it could completely redirect the course of your life. Let's begin without wasting another minute. This is the start of your real growth. 1. Don't let personal growth turn into pride. When we start learning new things, improving ourselves, and making progress, there's often a silent ego that starts growing within us. We start thinking, I'm better than others now. There's nothing anyone can teach me. And that's exactly when many people begin to stumble. Let me tell you this clearly. The biggest enemy of self-growth is arrogance. Here's a familiar scenario. You've started waking up early, reading books, building new skills, and even making some money. Before long, you begin looking down on others. You mock their mistakes. You start to belittle them. But that's where you go off track, because true growth isn't about becoming better than someone else. It's about becoming better than who you were yesterday. I knew a young man once, hardworking and ambitious. He improved himself a lot and moved forward fast. But eventually, he began to look down on people. He stopped valuing their ideas, stopped listening. And what happened next? The very people he once thought were beneath him surpassed him, because he had stopped learning and started showing off. Warren Buffett is a powerful example here. Despite being one of the richest people on earth, he still lives modestly. He stays in the same old house, wears simple clothes, and carries a quiet humility. He never tries to prove anyone wrong or make others feel small. Buffett once said, "The more you learn, the more you realize how little you know." And that's the mindset that continues to set him apart. This shows us something very important. What pushes you forward is not pride, but humility and a hunger to keep learning. Ancient thinker Chanakya once said, "He who sees himself as the highest is the first to fall from the peak of progress." So no matter how much you've learned, no matter how far you've come, don't let it make you arrogant. Don't waste your time looking down on others. Instead, wake up every day with the goal of becoming a better version of yourself. Be proud of your progress, yes, but don't let it turn into pride, because real humility lies in those who stay silent, even when they have the strength to shout. 2. Don't share your dreams with everyone. Your dreams are deeply personal, and not everyone is meant to understand them. Often the dreams and goals that keep us awake at night, the ones that truly matter, are the first things we feel the urge to share. We talk about them, hoping for encouragement or praise. But more often than not, what we get instead is doubt and ridicule. You say, "One day I'm going to be a millionaire," and they laugh. You can't even manage your allowance." You say, "Someday I'll drive a Rolls Royce," and they mock. Bro, even a scooter looks too luxurious for you, because people don't see your vision. They only see your current situation, your flaws, your limitations. And here's a hard truth. Not everyone is capable of dreaming as big as you do. I once knew a boy who told a classmate, "One day, I'll launch my own smartphone brand." They all laughed. Even the teacher said, "Let's see you pass the class first." But today, that same boy runs a successful tech startup. And the people who once mocked him now silently scroll through his profile, reading his story in disbelief. Warren Buffett followed the same principle. In his early years, he never made loud claims. He kept his ambitions to himself and worked relentlessly behind the scenes. He once said, "The more you learn, the more you earn. The more you grow in knowledge and stay focused on your path, the more success finds you." Buffett didn't go around announcing his dreams. He let his actions and results speak for him. Chanakya once said, "Do not share the boundaries of your dreams with the world, because not everyone will honor them. So keep your dreams guarded, at least until they bloom. Because dreams exposed too early often become jokes to the crowd. But dreams nurtured in silence have the power to shake the world one day." 3. Don't reveal your next move. Be whatever you aspire to be in life, but learn this well. Until your work is complete, don't talk about it. Here's what most people do. They get an idea, make a plan, and the next thing you know, they're announcing it to friends, family, colleagues. I'm starting this business. I'm investing in that sector. I'm planning something big. But have you ever stopped to think what really happens next? Some people will discourage you. That sounds risky. You're not cut out for that. Just stop dreaming. Others might steal your idea. Act on it quietly and reach the market before you even begin. I knew a guy who shared his startup concept with a coworker. 3 months later, that coworker launched the exact same idea. To this day, he regrets ever saying a word. I should have kept it to myself. Take Warren Buffett as your model. He's one of the most successful investors in history. But have you ever heard him say, "I'm going to invest in this company. I'm putting millions into that venture next month"? Never. Buffett does his research silently, makes his move, and only after everything is finalized does the world find out. He once made a massive investment in a company, and nobody knew until the deal was sealed and the shares were already in his name. Buffett once said, "Games are won by players who focus on the playing field, not by those whose eyes are glued to the scoreboard." Chanakya said thousands of years ago, "He who announces every step often ends up falling into his own trap." Your ideas, your plans, your vision, these are your capital. Protect them, because the moment you speak, the world starts shaping your thoughts. But when you work in silence, success eventually becomes loud on its own. Your next step should be yours alone, until it reaches such heights that people come to you and ask, "When did you do all this? How did you make it happen?" 4. Don't expose your struggles to everyone. Your pain, your silent battles, those nights you wiped your own tears when no one was watching. That's your treasure. But not everyone deserves access to it. These days, people form emotional connections quickly, and in the name of closeness, they begin opening up wounds they haven't even healed yet. They believe the other person will understand, will appreciate their vulnerability. But here's the reality. Most people don't listen to understand. They listen to judge. They'll smile in front of you. And behind your back, they'll say things like, "He couldn't even afford lunch back in the day. He used to cry himself to sleep. He got rejected by every girl." It's harsh, but it's true. A lot of people aren't curious about your hardships to empathize with you. They just want material to bring you down. I knew a guy once who went through intense challenges, debt, heartbreak, humiliation, but he never shared his pain with anyone. He just kept working, quietly and relentlessly. And now that he's successful, people ask him, "How did you make it, man?" And he simply says, "You saw me on the ground, but inside, I was rising." Warren Buffett's story is no different. He didn't grow up rich, but he never used his financial struggles as a badge to earn sympathy. Because he understood something powerful. When battles are fought in silence, they transform into strength. Buffett once said, "The best thing I did was to choose the right heroes." In other words, he sought wisdom from the right people and kept his struggles private while building something meaningful. His strength? He turned his weak moments into power, not by showing them off, but by channeling them into results. Chanakya once said, "Don't reveal your scars to the world, because most people are experts at rubbing salt into them." So, brother, until you've risen from the fall, don't narrate your collapse, because your pain is your power. Don't let the world's cold whispers turn it into a weakness. 5. Don't broadcast what you're learning or who you're learning from. If you want to do something great in this life, working hard is essential, but equally important is learning constantly. And even more crucial is this: be selective about who you tell about what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Here's what's common now. Someone reads a new book, joins a course, follows a mentor, and instantly posts about it online. "Look at my new course. This is my learning source." But what really happens when you reveal that? 2 things. 1, people might belittle you. "Seriously, that's who you're learning from? That guy's a joke." 2. Or they'll secretly start studying the same thing and try to outrun you with the knowledge you introduce them to. Here's a real story. A young man with no money started learning a skill from a free online course using an old phone. He didn't tell a soul. A year later, he had mastered it. And today, he earns thousands from that very skill. When people ask him, "Where did you learn all this?" he just smiles and says, "While others slept, I was learning." Warren Buffett's story echoes the same pattern. From a young age, he immersed himself in books, absorbed knowledge, and developed his thinking. But he never made a spectacle of it. He kept his growth process private. His success came through action, not announcements. Buffett once said, "The most important investment you can make is in yourself." He didn't shout to the world about what he learned from his mentor, Benjamin Graham. Instead, he showed it in his results, in his strategies, his discipline. and his long-term thinking. Chanakya taught, knowledge is wealth. It's earned through silence, not noise. So keep your learning sacred until it shapes you into someone the world can't ignore. Learning is a form of worship, and like all worship, its fruits are sweetest when cultivated in silence. 6. Keep your next big goal to yourself. In this world, people aren't really afraid of your dreams. They're afraid of your intentions. When you tell someone, in 5 years, I'll be a millionaire, or I'm going to build the biggest startup in the country, 90% won't take you seriously. They'll laugh and mock you. Yeah, right. Who are you kidding? The other 10% will nod, but deep down, they'll feel threatened. What if he actually does it? I once knew a guy who boldly declared, I'm going to build an app that changes millions of lives. But instead of support, he was met with resistance, even from his friends. Some distracted him, others leaked his ideas, and in the end, his dream faded before it even started. Chanakya once wrote, desires thrive when nurtured in silence. Dreams protected from outside noise grow stronger, but those exposed too early often die under the weight of doubt and negativity. Warren Buffett follows this same principle. He never shared his biggest goals or investment plans in advance. He kept his vision private, not out of fear, but to protect it from interference or imitation. His belief is simple. When your work starts speaking for itself, there's no need for explanations. His quiet strategy and focused action turned him into one of the most successful investors of all time. So, brother, keep your next big move to yourself. Let your goal come to life in silence. Because once it becomes real, you won't have to explain a thing. Your success will speak louder than any words ever could. 7. Don't advertise your acts of kindness. If you've ever helped someone, fed a hungry soul, supported someone's education, brought hope to a broken heart, then you've done something deeply meaningful. But understand this, that help is sacred. Don't turn it into a performance. These days, someone gives a piece of chocolate and immediately pulls out their phone. Hey bro, pose for a pic. I'm posting this. Think about it. Does that person need food or a camera flash? Generosity and self-promotion don't walk the same road. Because if your giving is fueled by a need for attention, then it's not charity, it's a transaction. Let me share something real. There was a wealthy man. He had millions. Every year, he helped thousands of people, but no one knew because he never spoke of it. Then one day, an elderly man told the media, if he hadn't helped me, I wouldn't be alive today. That's when people understood what real giving means. Helping someone while preserving their dignity, not turning their struggle into your content. Warren Buffett has always approached philanthropy with deep humility. He knows this well. The most meaningful help is done in silence. Though he has donated billions to charities, he never used it for publicity. His belief? The only true motive for giving should be humanity, not applause. He once said, let me tell you how to become rich. Close the doors. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. In other words, stay focused on your own mission. Don't get lost in the noise of praise or public image. That mindset is what made him not just a successful investor, but a true human being. Chanakya also said, a donation bears fruit only when it is made without ego or advertisement. So brother, if you truly help someone, don't post it to your story. Write it on your soul. Because true wealth is changing a life without needing to say a word. 8. Don't reveal your income. If you truly want to build lasting wealth, never forget this rule. Keep your income private. Don't share it with relatives, friends, or even close acquaintances. Your money is a bridge between your present and your future. Don't turn it into a public topic. Here's a small but real story. A man came from a humble background. He worked hard, built a small business, and within a few years began earning $400,000 to $500,000 a month. Excited, he shared this with a few people. And then what happened? One relative said, since you're earning so well now, help fund my daughter's wedding. Another said, get my son a job. You have connections now, right? Others started gossiping. Come on, how many people even make that much? He's probably exaggerating. Do you see what happened? What was a personal success to him became a reason for others to envy, judge, or ask. This is the truth. Your earnings will mean achievement to you, but to others, they'll become excuses to ask, to resent, to belittle. Remember Warren Buffett's wisdom. The greatest protection for wealth is silence. As long as people don't know how much you make, they treat you equally. The moment they find out you're no longer a person, you become a resource, a target for envy, expectation, and exploitation. So, brother, if you want peace, respect, and true growth, keep your income between you and your goals, because every real success begins in silence. If this video inspired you and you're hungry to learn the real secrets of success, make sure you subscribe now. This channel will give you the motivation, clarity, and strategy to transform your life. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a golden opportunity. Let's walk this journey of greatness together.